since we've met. So I'm sure lots have happened in their lives, and a lot have happened, I guess, at different spots. So in town. So let's see. We have Janet. Let's do the roll. Okay, so we can't approve any minutes. But anyway, so old business, updates, anything to report on the preserve?
We've been going down the first and...
Still going down?
Oh, yeah, every Saturday, weather changes up, we go down on Sunday, but I think...
First and third.
First and third.
But Dawn and Mary have been down there probably every week.
Yeah, we go down when we feel like it. And just go down and, and clear trails.
What do you see that you're removing?
Clear lines a lot.
We go down like, I think on, was it Sunday? I guess we were Saturday, Sunday we went, and Saturday. And we, yeah, it was Saturday. And we went down and we cleared a lot of trees that are getting, our goal is to clear any vines that are pulling down trees along the riverfront with the river's edge, in the front area, to cut those so they don't keep pulling down the trees. We checked on a bunch of trees, we cleared some, we did put some more mulch down around the new plants.
We removed some, we cut down some privets.
Yeah, cut down privets, so just kind of anything that we can get at this time, because it's a good time to do that kind of work.
And how the stuff that the new plantings, how they look?
Oh, they're looking good.
But everybody's, it's all quiet.
I know,
All quiet
I know.
on the wintertime.
It'll be exciting in the springtime,
Yeah,
Well, actually, we should go down this weekend. It's supposed to be 66 degrees.
Yeah, right.
See what stuff's perking up here. Awesome. The Bucks County tree tenders. I know Marlene's registered already. I still have to register, but I'm going to go to that. And you guys have already done it, right?
Is anyone else going? Or you probably already took it, right?
They already took it.
Yeah, well, Don and I might go. We're talking about it.
Oh, yeah, you guys haven't taken it yet.
Yeah, there was some conflict the last time, like when everybody else went, there was a...
Well, this is what, 3 days?
3 days on Tuesdays, yeah.
For part of it.
But it's not far either. It's just a Bristol
No.
Senior Center, so it's not really a big hall, so.
No, it's not.
Okay, great. Have you ever taken that, Annie? Are you on the list?
Yes, I'm a tree tender and I'm on the list.
Okay. Okay, next is public comments, so anything that's not on the agenda you can bring up. Anybody have anything?
We'll let Andy first. I have a little bit question about something, but...
Okay, all right, Annie, you want to present what you...
Well, thank you for letting me come and speak to you. I've been living in this town for quite a few years now, and I'm seeing an increase in the amount of litter on the streets as I walk around. And I'm sure most of you here remember the advertisement on TV about the Native American and the teardrop and Keep America Beautiful, and maybe even Woodsy Owl, who came out in 1971, that used to be very popular and advertised on TV, and we no longer have any entity really doing that in the way that it used to be done. So I think it's really up to those of us who care about these things to kind of take it into our own hands and start that grassroots movement again. So I've been thinking about something that we could do possibly to help that in this town, and just kind of encourage the youth and kind of educate the youth, because I'm not sure that that's being done. And I really feel strongly that that's an important area that's underserved in learning some of these lessons, in this town in particular. So one of the things that I've been thinking about, and I only made 5 copies of this, so I apologize, but I'll share one if that's all right. If you can. This is just a basic idea. Things can change in this, but one of the things I was thinking about was an anti-littering, polluting poster contest. And originally I was thinking, well, maybe preschool through high school, but I think for a trial, maybe we try it first. Maybe trying it first in 3rd through 6th grade instead. Limit it to that, because that's a age group that's very interested, has quite a lot of ability, and it might be the area to focus on first. And then if it goes well, then expand it from there. So kind of, try it with them first. So basically make it eligible to any 3rd through 6th grade student living or attending school in the borough of Morrisville, because we have a number of homeschooled students. We have Holy Trinity, we have our public school. So, and we have a number of students in other schools, area schools, attending other area schools. So just make it open to that age group, and have 2 levels. Have a level for 3rd and 4th graders and a level for 5th and 6th graders. And award prizes for the posters, okay? Honorable mention, $5, 3rd prize would be $10, 2nd prize $15, and 1st prize of $25, and that would be in each of the 2 groups. So the rules, basically, only 3rd through 6th grade students may participate. Posters must be on paper, poster board, or cardboard with the dimensions of 11 by 17 inches. Posters should be made by hand using any of all the following: pencil, ink, crayons, paint, or collage of mixed items such as paper, plastic, etc. No fully computer-generated posters will be accepted. Small clip art or printed pieces generated on the computer included as a small part of a graded poster are fine. And the posters should encourage and teach people not to pollute or litter in Morrisville and our world. And this is all flexible. This is just kind of, I want to present here first, and then I want to go out to the other entities and see if I can bring them on board. So this would be my ideal if we could do it quickly, but if not, we'll kind of look at this as an outline to go forward with. So a poster deadline of, say, March 16th, and then posters, see if the Morrisville Public Library would house a bin so that the posters could be dropped off there and I could pick them up on a regular basis. And then judging to take place shortly after all the posters are collectors, winners to be announced on your Facebook page. Now, part of the reason for this is you have 106 followers and 111, or I might have this wrong, likes. I may have reversed that.
111 followers and 106
But the other aspect of this is to bring other entities working within the borough together. So we work together.
Right.
So if they're going to look for the announcement on the MEAC, you've got at least all the parents of those kids liking your page or looking at your page, the grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, that kind of stuff. And I think that's just one thing to engage, because I think this group is not as well advertised as it could be.
Right. Yeah.
Or should be. And maybe needs to be integrated more into the borough, and vice versa, the borough integrated more into this. So I'm looking for ways to do that. And I'm looking for ways to connect. So if the library were on board, that would be bringing more people with kids to the library. So when you drop off a poster, maybe you go a little step further and you go in and you check out a book or a video. If we were to do then have the presentation of the awards at the Borough Council meeting, so that people see that on the TV or what have you. So it's drawing in and connecting more entities. And then maybe display all of the posters, maybe at Summer Seat, or the library, or Borough Hall. And then I see the 8 awarded posters definitely being possibly here at Borough Hall, so that people coming in downstairs.
In the past.
Yes,
So-
and I remember.
We did an Earth Day.
Yeah,
We used to do
An Earth Day.
Yes, we did.
I was going to say Earth
Right.
Day.
Yeah, and what we did was, and it was, what do you call it, what's her name?
The litter's good, though, because
Katie Carroll. And so she developed a relationship with teachers in the various, and I think it was third, fifth, and sixth, I think is what she did. And we did the judging here. Anyone came and did judging, and then we presented the awards at the council meeting, and then they were displayed all like.
Right, I saw the posters downstairs, yeah.
So downstairs and up here, and it was really fun. There was a lot of participation. It was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of work for the organizer.
She gave the school district specs on it and.
Right.
Yeah, school
Right.
districts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone donated paper.
Right.
So that
We
they all
did,
were the same
one
size.
year it was the Delaware River, one year it was recycling,
themed.
another year it was, I think it was an anti-polluting, anti-litter. I think we actually did do
Okay.
anti-litter.
I remember
They
that.
were really fun, and
I
they
remember
were
that.
really good. The kids were
Yeah.
really into it, and in fact, one of the ladies that works at Daisy's, both her kids won, we didn't even realize it, and they were so excited, and every time, so it was really neat. It was really a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. We did it for, I think, about 3 or 4 years.
Well, I'd like to bring that back, but I suggest
Yeah.
the Morrisville Business Association having a judge, Artists of Morrisville having a judge, and a member of this board being a judge. I think doing it in that way, you're integrating, bringing more people together, and that's what I'd like to see.
The more groups.
The more groups
The more borough
involved.
groups working together.
That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, that would be nice. Even the beautification,
Well,
recreation, all of them,
So, yeah,
them to-
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Get 'em to
So,
mesh.
so that's, I remember seeing posters before,
it's really
but
fun.
this is, I wasn't sure that it involved all the entities that I'm trying to draw, to help you consider drawing into
Right.
this. Because I see this, that's, I think, our biggest stumbling block in this town is people working in
clusters.
cells separate from others.
Right, instead of joining.
And I would really
Ted
like
wants
to see crossing.
I just wanted to recommend, Jersey City has a very large program. It's called Stop the Drop. It's their anti-litter program. You might want to Google that, and that's the new catchphrase. It's been kind of expanding, and it might be something that, the younger generation might, they actually have a couple of articles on NJ.com about it, but
We need an agenda.
they've been very successful with it. They do basically the same thing. That's how it started, like you're recommending. Getting the schools involved and stuff like that. And
Right.
it's expanded from there, from actually students being employed during the summertime to help clean up and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think also maybe tying in Woodsy Owl, because he's still out there, the Forest Service, and it's lend a hand, help the land, I think is, when I was a kid, it was give a hoot, don't pollute. So, and he's had, I think, 1 or 2 other slogans in there. But that's another aspect of maybe seeing if we could get Woodsy Owl and maybe a member of the U.S. Forest Service into the schools to talk about it, actually get a
Do they still do
presentation to
that?
the
Do they
schools.
still have them?
Yeah, there's still a,
Woodsy Owl?
yeah, there still is. He turned 40 in, I think it was 2011, so he's almost 50 now. I'd really like to see connecting that. I have connections with Gray Towers in Pike County, which is, I think, one of our closest, largest U.S. Forest Service positions. There's also out in Newtown Square, a USDA Forest Service office. But that's just another aspect of maybe getting someone into the schools to talk to the schools
You
about
want this by
that.
March?
Well, this is just the poster piece. That's one thing and I said, this is fluid. This is just a possible example. It would need to be speaking to the school district, to the library, to all the entities involved here, which,
It might be a good idea to invite them to a meeting and get them all together in the same room. It might help with the first initiative, you know what I mean? Everybody's hearing the same thing at the same time, and and even from the other groups, like the beautification, recreation, whoever wants to join in, council members, whatever. Because it would be a big effort because that could lead into, okay, now we made the posters, let's go out there and clean up.
Right.
Let's recruit the
That's the
cleanup.
point of it, right.
Yeah.
So this is, the reason I chose this time of year is because A lot of people are indoors right now, and it's a good activity for kids to be involved with at this point before school really starts getting
Since you're ready
busy.
for Earth Day.
Yes. So there's lots of reasons for this timetable.
And then all the cleanups happen right after it.
Right.
I wonder if that's a good point. I wonder if you could mesh this in with Earth Day.
Yeah, that was the timing we did, was Earth Day.
Do the posters, have the posters at Earth Day and have them judge then?
Yeah. Oh, we did the judging.
Or you think that would be-
We actually did the judging here and
Okay.
then did the presentation at the council meeting that was closest to the.
Okay.
I guess the only concern I have, and one of the reasons why I think Earth Day gets put on the back burner, is you also have baseball starting in the beginning of April, you have a lot of sports starting up. So if we could get the focus earlier in the year to get them thinking
Which is
about
fine,
it.
because we always say Earth Day is every day.
Right, that's right.
Well, it is the
Have to
50th
be.
anniversary of Earth Day, or 50th anniversary for something with Earth Day, yeah. And so a lot of communities are doing something for it, so.
Okay. All right, so
right, what do you-
if there's someone who would like to, I would like to work on this. If there's someone who wants to work, from this committee who wants to work on this with me, I don't know how you want to proceed. I can do this by myself with your, it doesn't matter to me, I just want to
I can
keep
work on it
moving.
with you. I can work on with you.
Do you want to start by inviting the members that you want to involve?
I don't know that.
Or do you think?
My biggest concern is getting people to a meeting in this town is a tough thing, so I think it actually works better going to them initially.
Okay.
And saying the same kind of thing and giving an outline of what we're looking at. And I will take care of prize money.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder, where's that coming from? Because we have
Okay.
no budget.
No, I know, I understand that. I'm not asking you for money, I'm asking for...
assistance.
For assistance and for your blessing to go ahead and do this.
I'm not a voting member, so.
Well, we don't have enough to really vote. I mean, we don't have enough members to actually vote, but I think it's absolutely, and I think that working together, everyone working together on it, and the other committees and the other, getting council members, everybody involved, it's community. That's what it should be.
Right.
You know?
Right, so...
So,
All right, so that was the...
Yep, there she is. Here we go, we have our next voting member.
So the other thing that I listed on here, if I may, is, are you all aware of the triangle of land where, at the intersection of West Maple and Jefferson?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to speak to you and to Borough Council about moving forward and having volunteers plant some trees and shrubs on that piece, and even some perennials, all of it native. A beautiful sugar maple was lost there in recent years, and I think it's an underutilized space. I think with all the trees that have been coming down in town, it's vital that we start, as much as possible, getting people in the community to volunteer to plant native trees, shrubs, and what have you. And I'm sure I'm speaking to the choir here. As you know, planting just a tree by itself can lead to, is great, but if you don't, it's really great if you plant it with an understory, because it helps to slow down wind, it helps for a lot of different reasons, water retention, slowing down stormwater, all kinds of reasons. So that's why I'm suggesting also adding some shrubs. It also would become an area that I think is a nice pit stop for birds and what have you. So I'd like to talk to you about
Did we
doing that.
determine who owns that property? Is it Borough's property?
it's borough
I
property.
believe it's, I think it's part of your land survey, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, Borough
Yeah.
borough property, for sure. But what's the measurement of it? I mean, the strip itself.
I will go into all
Yeah,
those
okay.
details. What I came here to find out is, do I have your blessing to start finding out some things, like calling PA1 call to see if what's under there, or do you already know what's under there as part of a previous survey?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So-
would be something I guess you should do, because it could have changed since the last time.
Right.
You called, so you
So-
can call.
Right.
Got a date?
So I know I have to go to the borough
Yeah.
first and ask them permission to call PA1 call and ask permission to look into this. But that's basically, I'm looking to try and get these steps in place for a spring planting in April, May of this year. If it can't be done then fall of this year. But I figured this is the place to start that conversation, and then find out if what's under there, if it's even feasible to do any more large trees where they did the one die because of, there was something under that it was, contacting and shouldn't have been. So I'd like to get that kind of information set. And take the measurements and then come up with a physical plan of plants that I'm looking to do and all that kind of stuff and present it again. But I just wanted
I do
to,
remember years ago, they did, when they were doing road work, they put all their equipment on top of all the trees that were there. And it was all packed in. I remember George Bannon, I remember calling George Bannon and he goes, well, they're done now. So it was like, so I don't know in compaction.
Right.
I guarantee that wasn't the first time they've probably
Right.
done that. I'm sure those trees are probably, that ground, I would guess, I'm just guessing, has probably been packed down to that.
right. And I feel like the islands around town like that are underutilized anyway, and in terms of what could be planted on them, or,
Well, one of the reason why, I can just give you a little history as to over the past years that we have not planted any trees is because we have no way of watering them. We have no way of maintaining them. And anytime that you do that, you really have to have a way to water the trees.
For 3 years.
That's why we focused on the preserve. We could get money
Right.
for that, so, and we didn't have to water because it's in the floodway.
Right.
So that's why we've been focused, that's why we really kind of didn't even do an entry level. We really didn't have a way that we needed to focus on getting the trees in there. So that's been the reason why we were told effectively stop planting, and we had to. So there's no mechanism to water the trees. So I think it's a great idea, but how?
I have a steel drum with a faucet spigot that I've put on it, that I would
Okay, so
hook
you
a
gotta
hose
water
to.
it.
Yeah.
You'd be willing to water it?
Yeah, for the first 3 years is
That's
when it needs to be done.
Yes, well, what we did was the only trees that we got planted were by people that committed to taking care of the tree
Right.
and watering them.
Right.
And we've never had a problem with that. We've gotten a few trees planted that way. So if you're, I would, especially the fact that you're willing to water and maintain it, oh, absolutely, I would think that.
I'm in awe of your stamina on doing this, because I've seen you watering all over town. It's amazing.
And if you have the time, thank God, because, it's a lot of time.
I understand the commitment, but I think that it's important to start, and again, the other thing I would do is once you're okay with the plants, I would put it up for donations.
Right.
For people to donate from their garden, or for, if someone wanted to donate a tree, I'd like to put it up on the,
Right.
on different
That's exactly
Facebook
what we're
pages
doing.
to see if we can draw people in to participate.
That's exactly what we're trying to do, that the Riverfront Preserve entryway, the same thing, that's what I emailed you about, did you want to be involved in the same idea? This is a good spot, especially, it's, not quite as, it's a more naturalized area than, say, the dog park, which looks so fabulous, so we're trying to, now that we've been able to, we're hoping now, so if that's another, if we're going to be doing this, I was thinking that would be a really great thing to do, not just for one project, but for any project, that anybody who wants to do any of the gardens, the
Yeah.
new gardens, that would be.
I think it's very important
Absolutely.
to draw, again, we've got to connect people in this town more, and different entities in this town more, so.
We've had a lot of we've had a lot of, a variety of people come down and help on the preserve, so they're out there. They are.
No, I understand that.
You know.
I mean, I've participated in different years as well. I can't participate every year because I am doing the
No,
other
I mean-
gardens, so.
Right,
No, I'm not talking just the cleanup, I'm saying in terms of actually going down there and working.
Right.
They've been out
We had a
there.
crew,
We had a nice
down there
crew.
when we did the entryway.
Right.
It was really a nice crew we had.
People are out there, they're
Right.
willing, it's just a matter of we've had the problem with the consistency of, anyone wanting to come on a regular basis, once you get going. And that's our biggest.
Our every 2 weeks ones,
Right.
work days are much less well attended.
Yes, much less.
And I understand that. I'm not sure why that is in this town as well, because there are other towns that are more, I know people are busy, I know, but I see other towns where there's more of an active presence of citizen constituents. So I just would like to see that blossom more in this town as well, and as I'm sure you are.
It would be nice, because we'd like to have.
We would love that.
Yeah. So that's where I'm coming from on this, and that's where I'd like to, I'll talk to Borough, and maybe since you gentlemen are here, do I need to, do I need to present this in front of Borough Council to ask permission to call PA one call to find out what's underneath an island?
I think we just need to contact Charles.
Okay.
Scott, yeah.
And he'll probably, he'll either involve public works.
All right.
See if anything they're done.
Okay. So those are the main things. One other quick thing that I forgot to add, alongside the back, not the back, but the side of the library facing a residence there's nothing growing there currently. And I'd like to present at your next meeting, a plan for putting some shrubs and trees on that far side. So that'll complete most of the perimeter of the library. And I think that far side is in need of it because there's been water leaking in the past into the stairwell of the library. And I think if that were regraded and planted, that would solve the
Some of it,
some of the water problems there. So that's just food for thought for next meeting, because I'll be back.
Awesome. Nicole, you weren't here. We actually need to, 3 members to vote on here. She, I don't know if you've seen her proposal for an art contest.
Yeah.
So we just got to say, yeah, we're in.
That sounds good
we're
to
in,
me.
so
We used to
here.
do one in the past, and
Right.
it was well
I think it'd
received.
be
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you remember how long ago that was that you did it?
Great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, do you remember how long ago that was that you did that?
Katie Carroll ran that.
Yeah,
But
Katie
when did she, I was gonna say, was I pregnant? It must have been 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Oh, that was all, more than that?
Was it more than 5 years ago?
I guess.
Yeah, it was a while.
Or maybe it was when I was with Zach.
Well, then it's really good to revisit it too, so it'll be back to that. So yeah, we'll assist you and I'll let you, I'll help you with this.
That was before they
Done
moved,
these
so that was
things
before I.
Remember these posters.
All right. Ideally, one of the things is if they could use recycled cardboard as the poster, and I may even change it to put that they have to recycle a box or something to be the 11 by 17, or,
That would be.
I think that would be part of the fun.
Everybody's got boxes.
I think,
Yeah.
because I think Katie,
Yeah.
she actually supplied
Yeah,
she supplied the,
The same size for everyone.
But even that's even better though.
But I think using a cardboard box
Oh, I
would
think
kind of
it's
be
a
fun.
That's a great idea.
And
I think it just made it easier for an easier display.
Oh, what a great
Right.
use for all of the Amazon Prime boxes.
There you go.
Right.
You want it just easier
cut
for
'em
the
up.
teachers, just do it any size. Don't make it a set 11 by 17. I know it's harder for us to collect them, but I don't know. Because that's ledger paper, and if, you know what I mean, and it can be hard, I don't know.
Boxes here.
Yeah, and if they're
Second
using
grade at
cardboard.
Grandview, and the teacher just wanted the kids to bring in a poster board, any poster board.
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah,
Less than a
people
quarter of the
don't
kids brought in a poster
order
board
from
for
Amazon
school
or something like that.
Not
get
even
these
an optional thing,
boxes.
so.
Well,
I would say any size, because that way the teachers have this paper. I know
You can
it's
have a
small.
minimum and a maximum though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poster can't be,
Exactly, that's why I was limited to
And
one
especially, I'm
size.
just
use
saying, like, I
recycled
didn't
cardboard
realize
too,
this
so you
until I
wanna-
had her in school,
Yes.
that the teachers were struggling, you know.
Maybe it might be a way to give people cardboard if they don't happen to have a source of cardboard.
I have lots of cardboard. You can have it all.
You know,
Oh,
like,
uh,
A large population in our town who don't even drive. So I know that families with young children are very strapped in our community. And they may not have the means to.
Well, could
I know it
the
sounds
could the
silly.
It does
schools,
sound,
Yes, it's
it
true.
does.
could the
It's true,
schools
but it does
recycle
sound
their
silly, but I didn't
cardboard? I
realize
mean,
until
why
she
can't they
was in
recycle
school.
their cardboard and give it to the kids?
Issues. I send in extra stuff because the teachers don't have it.
Might not have time to go and do with.
Zebra comes home and she's like.
Well, that's why,
They're
just,
still, you can get it from the post office, but some people can't get to the post office.
well, just so you know, I limited it to 3rd through 6th grade.
Okay.
start there
That
with a
makes sense,
smaller
yeah.
group, and I think that's a very active group that
It
could
is.
do it. So start there. When I initially said this, I
That's a
had
good
said
age
all-
range.
Yeah, that's why I think
That's a
it's.
perfect age range
yeah,
for posters.
Yeah. So if I'm hearing correctly, you think that I should provide the cardboard already cut in a size?
Or, no,
Could be a
that's
lot,
gonna be, that's
yeah.
gonna be probably difficult. But just to have like a size range, like no smaller than
And no
Okay.
8.5
size
inches
range.
and no larger than 17 inches or something like that. Just because, like I said, she had a poster thing that they were supposed to do in December. And I sent her poster in the first week, and 3 weeks later, the teacher sent her reminders on text, like, anybody that hasn't sent a poster in, and I asked the teacher during pickup, and she's like, I got 3. I'm like, out of 25? She's like, I got 3. I'm like, so you know the teacher's going to Michael's and spending her own money to get poster board.
And I think the first year that we did.
I think I paid 30 cents for it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
And not a lot was handed in, and then after that, I think.
Katie provided the paper, and we
went
got a
through
huge,
the schools and whoever homeschools and all that, but,
Well,
so like, it doesn't necessarily have to be provided, but I'd say like not do like a certain
Just limiting,
size.
yeah.
Okay.
Because it just
Size
limits.
range.
I wouldn't have believed it myself until I've been living it. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, come on, like a 30-cent poster board, really?
very
But
bizarre.
it's the weirdest thing.
All right, so is there anything else that you feel should be changed on that, on this? Any other suggestions?
I like it.
I like it. I mean, it's
be a
good. I
fun
think the
thing, yeah.
time frame is good, the age
And if
range
they
is
do have a
perfect.
problem,
I'm
I'm
just
sure
trying
I
to
can
have the
come up with
biggest amount of
boxes that
turnout
can
and
be
not to
donated
limit.
to be cut
Like I
down.
said, I know it sounds crazy to have it.
Well, I think
on
Annie's,
paper or-
she's really covered the schools too,
yeah,
because the
to suggest
homeschoolers,
reusing-
Holy Trinity, the public school, so you've covered the.
And there are a lot of kids, a fair amount that are in private
Just don't
school.
like
Right,
stuff out of
private
some
school
spots.
too, yeah.
That aren't
But like,
in
yeah, I
town.
mean,
I just
even
don't like
for
stuff out of
example,
some
in terms of the
boxes
size,
in
like,
the
even if you
house.
take a card, a cereal box, and cut the one side off without having the little divots if you open it up all the way, that's smaller than 11 by 17, but that would
Right.
work. That's
Well,
a
look,
good-
get creative
that's a
on
good-
recycling, so.
Yeah, so I mean, that
Yes.
would be great.
Okay.
So April 22nd, 2020, it marks 50 years of Earth Day, so it is the anniversary. So we can actually field up businesses in town to save their boxes and donate them to the school, take them up to the schools and stuff. That way they're involved in it too, you know? The Borough Hall, you guys get cardboard boxes all the time, right? Deliveries and stuff? Yeah, I mean, they could, instead of
Well, let
send
me
them over
check.
to the schools.
Let me check with the school entities, see there. I do have to talk to Morrisville Business Association, Artists of Morrisville, the library, you know, a lot of different entities, so.
Whether they're trying to sit there and use it recycled cardboard, recycled, you know, rather than buying.
Yeah, they have a.
Everybody gets boxes, everybody gets,
Boxes like crazy.
you know?
But I'll look at it as another source, but I
right.
think that would be a fun way to incorporate it, so.
You know, the Artists of Morrisville, they have their art show every year. Maybe they'll incorporate this in, and that would generate a wider audience for them, too. You know, their children are creating the posters, they put it in the art show, then you're gonna have the parents coming, grandparents, whatever, you know?
That's a good idea.
So-
When you're ready to promote this on Facebook, for the and advertising, you should be able to get about 4,000 people
Oh, okay.
in just the last page.
Oh, thank you. All right. Very exciting, gives us some projects to work on. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Annie, you had something else?
Oh, yeah, I had sent the group, just the information on the MMA Eco Remedy pilot project that we're gonna be doing at that we're coming up for the sewer plant. And I sent you the comments, just wondering if the group was, if the ESC was concerned with that, if you guys are looking at it.
Well, we haven't, I don't think we had a meeting since we got that. We didn't have a December meeting. I think that was in November and stuff, too. I mean, I don't know that much about it myself.
Well, what you got is what, all I know. I'm just
Yeah.
letting
Is
you
there
know
a
that
paper
there's
copy of that anywhere? Can we get a paper copy?
it's just an email.
I saw the email, yeah, but.
Well, we
I don't
can,
have it.
It's 250 pages or something, is it?
Not the one you
No?
sent with the comments, that's
Oh,
not,
okay.
I can print that out and bring it to the next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Or even send it to you, I'll resend
Just
it to
wondering,
them.
if- yeah, if,
Yeah.
normally that's something that, you know.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten together since we got that to discuss any of that stuff too.
Well,
I looked at it,
that's why
I tried to read
I had
it.
forgotten to mention it to you, and I didn't see it
Yeah.
on here, so I'm just wondering if you guys were going to take.
Yeah, I was piecemealing and trying to read it.
Maybe we
and-
should add it as an
understand what they were
ongoing.
doing and
I
the
mean,
whole-
John Merwenda is willing to
Yes.
talk to you, talk to anybody about it that's interested in it, but it is, there's some questions, and I think that the comment that Delaware River People Network made on it, something you should be concerned about. It is out in our backyard, it's
Right.
right here.
Okay.
And there is also, there's stuff all going on in Elcon. I don't know if that's something that you guys are keeping up on or not. It's not gone away.
No, it's not going
All
away.
right, so you guys.
Okay.
Is anyone going to the Elcon? I went to the one meeting at the last meeting when they had the representatives in there. That was a while ago. But it sounded like to me that they had been promised to come in there. That's what it sounded like to me.
Well, it's still not settled.
I know. They're still fighting, and I think they're going to continue to fight it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think they're going to give up.
No, they're not giving up.
It's money. It's,
It is far in.
right.
Okay, any other, anybody wants to bring anything else up?
Yes. Are we going to put together an MEAC calendar once we,
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to do it on my phone here too, so I have all these dates and stuff. And I thought I had a calendar, but I'll print one out and put it, once I get these, so if anybody has any ideas. I have 2 dates for this year so far, but I think other people have other dates still. Nicole, you have a date for your cleanup that you do?
Not yet.
Not
Usually
yet?
by February.
By February?
we decide it, yeah.
All right, so we can plan that we have all the dates that we need to put on the calendar by next,
Well, the
we have
one that I
2.
do know is
Right.
April 26th, that's the only, that's the date
Right.
Marion Porter's
Marion,
making,
right.
which we have to grab.
Right, and then there are the
Yeah, I thought I would
Greystones. Are you
confirm
doing
after
that
the
again
meeting.
too, the Greystones? So when you get that date, do you have that date?
No.
Okay, all right, so why don't we plan to have February, have all these dates so we can put it on this calendar? I'll bring out some calendars and we can just put them all down.
that would be good. And then,
April 26th.
And then we can create pages on the Facebook thing about these dates that we have, once we get more of our dates
right.
settled down for that, okay? Because we can even about point something that we have at the poster thing, put that on there, the date and the deadline and stuff like that. So that would be February 13th is our next meeting.
What is February 13th?
It's next meeting.
Oh.
Okay, so the only dates we have actually is that Consuela is going to be, she's
Well, we have the tree tender training we could put on there.
We can put that on there, the tree tender, okay, the tree tenders, March 31st, April 7th. We have April 25th, it's Saturday, and then Sunday would be the walk.
Yeah.
And that's definitely set though, right?
Yes.
Okay. But that's the only dates we have though, right? For anything else? Okay, so February meeting will be our dates. Okay, any ideas for 2020 workshops or speakers or anything? Anybody had a chance to visit that? We were talking about that before. Do we want to do the plan swap?
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that the Bucks County and the other groups are having their plan swap May 12th, I think it is. Ellen Miller sent the email out, and it looks like they joined their calendar with a couple Southern Bucks, Garden or whoever, but the gardening groups, but they're having a plan swap on May 12th, I think. But they don't necessarily have just native, because I've gone to them. They have everything. And it's as I mentioned before, it's kind of neat. They just, you bring your plants, you open up the car, and you just go around and you swap plants. If we want to leave it strictly native, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to
I would like to keep it
discourage.
strictly native, I
But
would.
the whole idea is to teach, and that's the
Right.
idea of the MEAC. And I think if we start putting in aggressive plants, and,
Yeah, right, I
it
think-
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So
no matter how much you try to contain them, they always escape.
Right.
I think we should stick with,
stick with the native, I do too.
so you wanted to do this somewhere around that May 12th when the?
No, I was thinking after it.
After that?
But before it gets too hot, maybe June? Yeah, Janet?
Well,
June, but I was also thinking we had two venues. We had the Morrisville Senior Center, and we had the playground, the island, Williamson Park parking lot, which I
Parking lot is
think,
great, would be
I
great.
know, it's
Yeah,
exposure,
It's big, and it's exposure.
and there's a bathroom. Because,
Yeah,
That is all
Yeah,
true.
baseball, that's.
I know you have baseball, so we have to try to coordinate around it.
Yeah.
Is that parking
Although
lot-
further down.
Right.
Like the stage area.
Yeah.
Well, no, they have the back there.
There's just the-
Now
Well,
they
we could
also
figure
play back-
something
they
out.
They play back there.
Yeah, they still play back there
Yeah, they play
too.
back there.
If you would ask the borough in advance, I'll make.
On the dates.
I'll make sure that.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah.
Can I ask, would you like to have an Ask a Master Gardener booth there?
Yes. Sure.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
With native plant
yes. It
people
would be great.
that are master gardeners?
There's plenty of,
As long as they
yes.
just stick with the native, because all Master Gardeners don't have to necessarily do. with
No, they
just
won't
native
talk,
plants.
yeah.
No, but that's that's my specialty is native plants.
Okay.
And
Oh,
there are
you're
a
a Master
number of
Gardener?
others,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
And there are a number of others who are, that's part of their specialty,
Okay,
are
that
native
would be
plants.
great.
So I'm just thinking to make it something that's, I don't know, just to fill it out some more. and
Right.
make it
Oh, yeah,
so-
absolutely.
There's an education piece that if they have questions about where or how to plant these things, they've got
Right.
someone answering it.
That's
Right. Right.
Do we want to look for a date?
I'm thinking June, beginning of June before it gets too hot, because after that, you don't want to plant,
Right.
you know? And in May, to me, I know what my garden looks like in May, and there's nothing there. It's maybe like this. I don't even know what's what in May, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe early June might be,
Yeah, because then they'll be up.
but not, I think June is Father's Day too, right? One of the weekends,
Right.
second weekend or something. So maybe the first weekend in
It's a
June?
Sunday. Yeah, it's a Sunday, so if you do it on a Saturday.
Right, okay. Or the
June-
first
June
weekend or
13th?
second weekend in
That's the
June.
second week in June, June 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't Father's Day
What's that, a
weekend?
Saturday?
Father's Day is the 14th, that's what I'm saying. Do we want to go on that weekend on the Saturday, because Father's Day?
Or
That
the
way you
week
can put the
before?
fathers to work planting them all. You know? Or do you want to get the week before? I mean, it's kind of it's a weekend that everybody's kind of,
I'm thinking the week before, but I want to double check with the other groups, the garden groups, to
Okay.
see what's on their calendar for the first week in June, because we'd like to extend it to them, right? And have more people get involved. So maybe the first week in June or
So
the
June
second week in
6th?
June, but let me double check their
Okay.
calendar to make sure we're not,
like I said, the meeting, we want to make sure that they have a lot of these dates
Yeah.
pinned down. So June 6th is,
now there is, when I'm thinking about planning, there was an email going around or something on Facebook about a grant for native plants or seeds or something. I don't know where it went. I got lost on my Facebook page. Did anybody copy that? Where you can apply for a grant for, was it plants or
who was doing that? Who
seeds?
put that out?
I think Stephanie McManus put it up, didn't she?
No, somebody else
Was
did.
it through biodiversity?
Maybe Susan Bryce put it out.
Oh, you're
Yes, it
I
was
think
Susan
you
Bryce.
said
Okay.
Bowman's-
It was Susan Bryce. It was
Are you talking
Bowman
about
Hills.
Bowman's Hills?
Yes.
Yeah,
And it was in their fall newsletter.
okay. So do we want to try for that grant? I mean,
When is that?
do we have a grant writer?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it could be. I mean, that's one of the things that they want, that was their idea, that they're trying to do, little pocket gardens all over. So that would be perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it would be.
Do we have a grant writer in the group? I mean, I wrote
I don't
a
know
couple
what the
grants for the
details
senior
are.
center, but they were
There
small.
was something about it that made me think, there was something about, I don't know what it was, that kind of made me stop for a second. I don't remember
Oh,
what it was. I don't remember what it was.
okay.
I mean,
Let me get a
preserve-
copy.
I'm focusing on the preserve these days, and we're kind of.
Right.
Right now, I think we've got.
Bowman's Hill.
But I mean, some of
We
these
just
might
put
be
in-
good for the
we just put in
preserve.
so many, right, but I mean, I think, given the fact that we don't have a huge group down at the preserve, we have to be realistic and do things very small,
Right.
baby steps, and that's why it's been, because everything is, we're very slowly, and this next year, we're gonna see a lot of new stuff coming back since the treatments are all done.
Right.
So this is gonna be our second year clean, and I think we're gonna see a lot of really good stuff. I mean, we used to have Dutch reaches down there, we had all kinds of great stuff, so hopefully come back. And right now, we only have 3 of us that are even doing that entry grade garden, which is gonna be enough as it is. So I think kind of, I don't know that we could be planting it.
Yeah, we can
At
post
this
that
point, I
again
think
on the
We just did
Facebook.
it 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, so we, November.
Well, I'm sure there's
So I think
places
we
to
just-
put
we have to get
these.
through spring,
I mean, you can
think.
put
At
them,
least for
Borough
the
Hall could
group
use some
of
plants.
the preserve workers.
You know what I
Unless
mean?
we can get more people in, which,
Yeah.
like you said, with this type of activity, perhaps more people will be interested.
Right. Right.
As you spread the message more and more.
Right. Well, that's what I think when Annie was saying, get the other groups involved. You got a beautification
Right,
group,
yeah.
you have a rec group, you have,
Right.
you know, if-
They're aware of our activities, they come to our meetings, and they were gonna come help, but they did not.
Well,
'Cause
maybe they
were-
will.
They were busy. I'm
Right.
not
Yeah,
saying
of
that as a
course.
bad thing.
Right.
Everybody was like up
I know.
to here with
I
work.
know.
I mean, it wasn't like no one's
yeah, there's
doing
not
it.
enough volunteers, you're right.
Exactly.
I know.
It's just hard, everybody's.
You're
So
right.
that's where I
Yeah.
look at it.
Well, if we even, if, once we mention that with this contest too, that the MEAC is gonna have more visitors to our Facebook page, we can put it out to
Exactly.
more people
It'd be super.
to
I
do
mean,
in the first and third
This is the kind of thing
Saturdays.
we-
And that's at 2, right? Is that 2:15?
Does anybody want me to follow up on that grant? For
Yeah, if you
the-
wanna look at it, yeah.
Do you want me
I have it down here
to?
check it
For
out,
the,
too.
and I'll come up with it for the next meeting unless we have to do
Usually
something.
timelines
Unless
on
there's a
them stuff
timeline,
too,
yeah,
and it might not be
definitely.
available for,
Right.
yeah, see what that this year.
Right.
I think they
I'm
were kind
gonna
of
be up
looking
there
at doing
Sunday
it
if you
like
want
as
me
a
to get
on a
some
continuous
paperwork.
basis.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they
Nice.
really
Is that
wanted
where it
to
came
do
from?
it.
So if you have a good enough project,
Hill, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there was something
Yeah,
about it.
that would be
I forget
great.
what- I don't know
You're gonna,
why.
what's going on
I
Sunday?
stopped looking at it.
I go to their winter lecture series every Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a
Maybe because I
lecture up
didn't figure we
there.
didn't have anywhere to put them. That's just maybe that could have been.
That might have been it, yeah.
It could have focused right now.
Could have been that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that what we've got is, like, I don't want us to take on too much and then it fail. You know, this
Yeah.
way, by doing the date, we've been a lot more successful at going to school.
It's also less stressful, which means people are more likely to keep
Right,
doing
and
it.
a lot more, you know.
Well, I think that's, and then that brings me back to why it might be a good idea to have increase in the bylaws to have, instead of 5 members, have a 7-member
yeah,
MEAC.
we don't even have
Well,
5 right now though.
none of us workers are
Right.
EAC members.
I know, I
Right.
know, but that's what I'm saying. So you have 7 members and then you have all the associates, so, you know, it's something to think about. Something to think
It's
about.
like you can still have associate members and volunteers.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
They want the commitment of being on the EAC too. We still have 2, I think Karen's is up too, we have 2, still have 2
Just remember,
openings.
you're going to have a quorum.
Yes.
I know,
Remember
I know,
that.
we talked about
Yeah,
that,
you're
yeah.
gonna have a quorum.
To vote, you have to have a quorum, I know.
All right, so we have 3. So we're still pushing for more EAC members. Yeah, so, all right, anything else? Any other business?
So, well, what about the April 25th? I'm assuming that we told,
Yeah.
we said yes, that we would help her, but
Yeah, I did, I was just
You
talking to her.
talked with her? Good, okay.
Scott, I'm gonna take care of that for her. with,
Okay.
Being pregnant and all, she's,
Yeah.
you know,
it
of course,
gonna
it was,
be a
she was gonna do it, and then it's like, I'll just do it, you know. I'll
no,
go with
that'll be
Scott.
good.
May I ask, is it going to be a different species of tree? Because the last 3 ones have been river birch.
Yeah, I don't know, she suggests she has this type of tree, I'll ask her that, I don't know.
Because it'd be nice to add some other colors down there. Red bud or service berry or something like that. Something flowering, maybe dogwood. So,
And we talked about workshops, but we didn't really talk about, you did mention what do we want to hear, what do we want to
Yes.
see, what do we want to teach?
I see people are, you know, Facebook, I just haven't been able to be on there, people are constantly, especially the biodiversity thing, oh, there's a speaker, this, you know.
There's speakers out there.
There are, you know, and how do we go about doing that? Do we get them, anybody know them? Who wants to take on that role of getting speakers, you know? I mean, that's, would be assigned to somebody who wants to look for speakers.
I mean, you could even get a master gardener in here, a
that's
couple
what I
master
wanted to ask you.
gardeners.
Do you want master gardeners to come give talks?
Because they have a wide range of what to speak about. The one of them is this, you know what I mean? And then native planting, which is landscape.
Pollinator gardens,
Yeah,
rain
pollinator,
gardens.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean-
you name the topic, we've got someone who
Somebody
gives
to
a
speak
talk
to,
on it.
okay.
Yeah.
So you get a couple master gardeners, one can, you know, talk about pollinator, the other one could talk about whatever they're,
But, I mean, there's a wide range of speakers on a
Right.
wide range of topics that fall under the native plant category or related, so.
Yeah.
and Scott
Really
did,
like it if you would bring up trees, because there have been a lot of trees cut down in Morrisville.
I
right,
know,
And we need some more trees.
right.
right.
You know,
So-
we're planting one, so that's very, very good.
But, no, there's people who talk about trees.
Yeah, that's what I was
So.
suggesting that.
Did we ever
Yeah.
find out about the one along the railroad, the ones they're taking down, they took down? Are we going to be able to replace them, or did you ever get
No.
hold of Scott?
What is that address? Is actually addressing that? What
It's
street
Green
is it again?
It's Green.
Green Street.
So there's been several.
Green Street, and what's
Oh,
that
there's-
cross, what's that
over the
cross
years
street
they
right
took-
there?
Yeah, 2 or 3 across the street down.
Washington?
There's not,
Washington?
yeah, it's Washington and Green. But if you see the way the fence goes, there's not much room all the way down.
Yeah, on the,
Right.
along the railroad there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
And
rock.
so are, you guys are volunteering to water these trees right
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
So
Elaine,
that would
did
be
you-
a springtime,
You and I were going to
Kinda
do it,
plan.
right? Yeah. And I think the gentleman
the
that you
tree?
brought
What
from the
was the- yeah,
nature
what was the
center.
tree that he said he
was
had?
going, the hawthorn.
the hawthorn.
He was gonna
That's a
donate.
hawthorn, and what was the other one
I don't
you
know if
guys
that
wanted
would go in there.
It's a smaller tree, it's a hawthorn.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice small tree. It
Yeah.
has, it's great for pollinators. The
Right.
birds love the fruit.
Right.
so
we
if
do
we
have a
could.
hawthorn that's donated
Right,
for
if we
that.
can even put one by your house, basically, it would be
Or
probably
across,
closer
yeah,
to your
Or
house.
across from Tom and Lisa's house there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's one hawthorn, there's
Yeah.
only one of those trees. that you
He's,
can-
that he was going to donate.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So
you
if we
wanted-
could
you
find
wanted a
out,
couple trees
we
over
can
there.
plant that this spring.
That's what I'm saying,
I'm
it'll be
ready.
the springtime.
Get the shovels.
It'd be
Maybe
good
they
to have,
finally-
Bill would
for
actually help
hawthorns,
come
it's
down.
good to have a couple of them.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we have one though.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get another one. We'll find another one.
Find another one, okay.
We'll find another one.
Okay, and I'm sure Bill will come down and help.
We'll get
plant that
donations.
too.
How much are they? They can't, what, 50?
It depends on where you get it from.
Yeah,
And the size you're looking at.
right. I don't know what the size is, what did he say his size was that he had?
It's small, it's not real huge.
Oh.
It's, yeah, I mean, it's small. What, you
Yeah,
want a
by
big
the
huge
time it
tree?
gets big.
Well, you get bigger ones that cost more money too. You're gonna have to nurture this thing, Marlene. And
I'll have to
grow it.
look into buying one. Yeah. If we
No.
can plant, just let me know.
Well, you wanna kind of.
It'll just go where,
Kind of
in
age,
fact, it
too,
won't be
yeah.
as close to the street as it is. The one that was planted there was close to the street. So the next one that we plant, that to replace it would be further in, but in the middle between the fence and the street, so it.
Okay, how about since Scott, the trees up there, or well, for the
I
trees-
guess we're tearing down so many trees that wherever we can put one up and take care of it is, you
It's
know.
necessary.
Right. You have to. It's not just for pollination, for bug, it's
Oh, yeah.
for everything. Pollution, for, yeah.
Light,
Right. everything.
carbon holding, I
Right.
mean, protecting, keeping it cool.
Right.
One tree is worth 20 fans, a minimum.
Right. And I know we're tree huggers, people call, but it's, you need them. Gotta have them. So,
Well, there's a whole nother thing called tree bathing. It's a whole nother, are you aware of tree bathing?
no.
Okay, there's evidence, there's scientific evidence showing, Japanese have done a number of studies, that going out into the forest and being around trees is extremely beneficial, and we're hardwired for that connection through generations. And they're seeing kids in inner city who don't have trees with, that's part of the problem in education, why we may not be getting the battle won in being able to educate inner city kids as well, or while their scores continue to stay the same or drop, because they do not have the influence of trees in their landscape that reduce cortisol, that actually allow brain systems to connect in different ways because of fractals. I mean, the interconnections of the science of it is amazing.
You call that tree bathing?
It's,
I thought you said tree baiting.
no, bathing.
Bathing.
I'm gonna look it up.
I've heard it
Going
called forest
out-
bathing.
going out, and yeah.
Forest bathing. we
Yeah.
use out in,
Yeah, but they call it tree bathing too.
New York, and they go forest bathing.
Yeah, because actually connecting to a tree, they did studies about patients in hospitals and how with a group that did not have a tree out the window and one that did, just seeing a tree helped them to do better health-wise. Massive reduction in cancer cells, all this kind of stuff.
There's another study that came out that showed, proved that people are happier when they go to a park.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Going
So
to
there's a
the park
whole-
brings happiness, which is real, and they
Right.
actually did
Yeah.
a study, and they actually showed
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
That's why parks are
I thought
so
we were happier
important.
going to
Right.
the shopping
And I think
center.
I know.
they did
Yeah.
a study,
Yeah, I
I
know.
think it was actually in Philadelphia, where they had neighborhoods where they planted trees, and they studied them against other neighborhoods that didn't
Yes.
have trees. And people were just happier, more relaxed,
Right.
I
when
think
they had trees. in
Yeah, it
the neighborhood.
reduces
Right.
stress levels.
Well, it definitely, they should.
Yeah, that's the
reduces
cortisol
crime. They say
level, that
actually
kind of stuff.
there's-
Yeah.
It has a, we used to, that was something that.
You're right, there is a-
we used to
there is a
get up there
crime.
Every year, and I'm sure you remember, Chad, how many times have we sat there telling you guys how important trees are, and lectured you about how important trees are.
But even if, you know,
So it's always a good message to get.
The
up there and say
idea
it
that
again.
you can't take care of them, we can't let that stop us. We have to
Right.
assign ourselves to a tree. And if it's one at a time, it's one at a time, you know,
Well, I do think it's really important for the borough to recognize how important it is to infrastructure.
to replace,
And
to what,
and that's
yeah.
what, if you look at, that's one of the big points that we made, the fact that, for example, if you look at all the comprehensive plans that's going on, and everything, every picture you have, they've got beautiful trees.
I know.
Everything has got trees. When you're showing a beautiful landscape of a town, you don't show the little street without the trees. You show the tree, leafy canopy tree. And we are losing that in this borough, and the borough is not recognizing how important that is.
Well, they will. Doesn't Lower Makefield have some type of ordinance where you take a tree and you have to replace the
Yes.
tree or
Yes.
something like that, Lower Makefield?
There are a number of boroughs and communities and
Yes.
townships that have ordinances
Correct, but
that
our
way.
problem
It's an
is-
ordinance where
Our
they,
problem is the fact that all the sycamores have to be coming down now because they're getting
well,
bad, there were bad
right,
spots.
bad
And
spots
so what you really need to do is you need to get people to plant them in the yard.
in the
And
yards.
then- And that's really, I mean, and definitely the borough needs to, identify, we need to identify more spots in the borough, but without having that commitment and recognizing how important the trees are and what they will do for you, that it really needs to get put in there how important it is. And-
Right.
And the only way if you really believe it's important, you put money to it. That's really the truth. I mean, I still absolutely agree, one tree, one plant at a time.
Right.
That's what we've been doing, So
So-
but we have to get people to understand how important it is.
Peg, didn't you mention about a tree initiative?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't see it on the,
No, because I hadn't
Okay.
done anything
that's all right,
to the
yeah.
thing, too. I'll let you know about that.
I'm
one,
thinking
too.
maybe that would be a good
Tree
workshop.
tenders in the community, too. It's
Yeah.
Getting people to plant them in their yard.
Right, in the yards, because
it's
then they're
always a fear
responsible
if
for the
they're
tree.
not- They're
Right.
nervous about it, they plant the tree, but if you pair
Right.
them up with the tree tender, and then it's like, I think for growing season to growing season, where you would
Right.
help the owner. I think that was the consensus was,
Would
if
be
the
nice
tree
work.
survives from the growing season to the next growing season, stuff like that, and then your commitment to the homeowner is over, and then it's up to the homeowner, but 'cause the homeowners are afraid sometimes to plant trees, they don't know the responsibility of them, they know which ones to pick, they don't know, what if something's wrong, or if it's growing right and stuff, but if you pair them with a tree tender, you have, somebody can talk to you, when you come over and look at this tree, and,
Well, that could be part of the workshop for the Master Gardener, too.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of like
You
an
get a couple
initiative.
tree tenders in
We want to
here,
do some
too,
kind of,
yeah.
to get people to plant more trees in their house.
Right.
In their yards, because we can't do them in the strips anymore, obviously,
Right.
because there's not enough room in there, and they, yeah, so I can show you
You
about
can
that.
revitalize trees as long as it's within 10 feet
Yes.
of a roadway, so it can go on private property.
Yes,
which is nice.
but I mean,
I'd like to
planting in
s-
that little, from the side, between the
No,
sidewalk
not
and the
there.
street, you
No,
just
as
can't
long
do
as
that
it's 10
anymore, it's
feet,
too.
Which a lot of houses, you could possibly get a lot of, there's a lot of yards that could put, that are 10 feet.
Yeah, I don't
think.
have that much,
Yeah, you have to
I think
have enough
it's-
space between your,
You don't either.
like in your backyard
I
or
already
your
have
front
trees
yard.
in the
Yeah.
space that I
And
have.
then you have to
Ours is,
keep
we
this
have two
on
right next to the road.
Right, and that would be what the tree tender could actually knows about this and consider, and sit down with the homeowner and, you have this yard's this big, okay, well, I can suggest,
I think I gave you the.
I'll tell Brendan we're
tree
game,
planting,
they need to have
homeowner's
one
tree
in front of
planting
their
guide.
fence in the corner.
Do I have
Give
it?
you those copies?
On
Oh,
the
right.
opposite
The
side.
stack of the
To
brochure.
And I had
balance
the
out
list of all the
other-
tree tenders, I
That's-
have the list of
They'll
all the tree
love that.
tenders that took the
But
course.
that brochure is always something that's helpful too, and plus it's come from, it was, that's a nice little brochure that was done. We partnered with Yardley.
Yeah, I think I have a copy of that in here somewhere too, so.
Now,
So,
that's
yeah,
why
we
I
can,
the one, but we talked about workshops, but what are we going to do? Are we going to plan any workshops? Are we going to have anyone start the initiative to see if we can get some speakers?
Well, I mean, we have a resource right here for speakers.
Yeah.
We just gotta figure out where, are we gonna make it like a Tuesday a month? Where's it gonna be at? Where
Well,
can we have
I
it?
believe Scott said we could do it at Borough Hall.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that, so we'd have to confirm
So it would be
that.
here, so it would be
Yeah.
nice that there wasn't a meeting here. And then we could do that. Nighttime ones, do you think work? Did they come to allow them at nighttime? Or is it weekend?
Or Saturday morning? or
I've
what do you think?
I've done night ones, and I've done Saturday ones. I mean,
Same attendance and?
I would say the night ones, depending on the night, I've had better attendance. I did one at Southampton Library. That was a good attendance. But again, they advertised it well, too.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be here. We could change up the venue, too. Could be at the library one time, here, senior center,
Right.
And that brings everybody, like you suggested, brings the community together. Everybody's on a shared project.
I know when we went to that Skytop conference, they said that we could utilize any of their speakers if we had to.
Okay, right.
So that would be another. And in fact, that's coming up again, Harrisburg. The next one's in Harrisburg. I don't know if I'm going, but
It was fun. It was fun. Very informative,
very informative, yeah. Met a lot of people.
Okay. And Lower Makefield Township wants to work with us on things, too.
Yeah.
So they can advertise the same thing there, and
Well,
they can
Jim
come
Gray
to ours.
Jim Gray's a Master Gardener as well. I know him through the Master Gardener program, so.
Yeah, I went to one of their meetings. Not a lot of people.
Okay, so then I'll follow up, I'm going to
So
follow up.
you're going to look for the
with
grant,
Susan.
right?
Yeah,
You're going
I'll
to follow up for the
with
grant. I'm going to follow up with Annie on this, the poster contest and talk about speakers and stuff. What else do we need to follow up? And everybody's going to get to figure out your dates by the February meeting, so we can get them to, get them out there.
Just so you're aware, the publications that are Penn State Extension publications, I'm the one who puts them here and in the library.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I've been doing that for years. So I try to do them, bring ones on planting a tree, on wildlife plantings, butterfly gardens, hummingbird,
Okay.
spotted lanternfly, all that kind of stuff, so.
And they have that other training stormwater management coming up
There's also, right now.
Penn Station-
The
Penn
Penn State Extension
Station
is
has-
going to have the Master
Yes.
Watershed Steward
Yes.
program. There's a meeting on January 14th at 7 PM at the office, the Extension office on Alms House Road.
What is that? When is that?
That's 7 PM on January 14th.
I can put that out on the.
It's a shame it's not on the weekend.
They had one earlier in the fall, but that's to get people who are interested in becoming a Master Watershed Steward. And just so you know, the Master Naturalist program was started by a woman who used to work for Penn State and developed that program based on Penn State's, and she branded the name before Penn State did, because that's what the name Penn State was going to call it, was Master Naturalist. So the Master Watershed Steward program really involves a lot of different topics, not just water. It involves trees, riparian buffers, all kinds of parts of the ecosystem and the ecology of an area, so.
Yeah, I was going to send one of my staff to that,
So, yeah.
to go to that thing.
It's a lot of time.
It's the same thing as a Master Gardener. I think there's 40 to 50 hours
Yeah.
of classwork, and then I believe there's a $125 fee for the books and the other paperwork that you need to have for it. And it also is a commitment of the first year after attaining it of 50 hours of volunteerism. And I believe it's the same as the Master Gardener, that there's an education component, number of hours per year that you have to
Right.
get ongoing education as well.
And is it the same as with the Master Gardeners that you can't do in a county? It has to be a nonprofit?
It's, you cannot get paid for it. It has to be, it is similar to the Master Gardeners that,
Stipulations on the volunteer stuff?
yeah, there are stipulations on what you can volunteer
Yeah,
to
because I
do.
know we can't have it on the Churchville Nature Center. We can't, none of them can do it there because it's a county facility. And it's-
So but it's important, it's an outreach program to go out into the community and help educate and get things done.
Yeah, one of my staff taking that course right now, the Master Gardener. Okay.
I did notice one other thing, and I don't want to keep us here long, that we had other boroughs reaching out, asking for help for us to plant trees. I think Lower
That was
Makefield
Lower
was one of them.
Makefield.
I think it's a great idea, but
Posted
I
it.
think
I don't know how many-
we
I
have
did-
so much work to do in this borough that we don't have, like Debbie said, we don't even have enough volunteers of our own, I mean, it would be great to be a great steward or a good neighbor, but frankly, we have so much work in Morrisville to do. I don't know if we want to volunteer the ME.
Well, then the same thing would be, they would come here too.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
just one way. It would be,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
since we're so close.
Yeah.
And it's all
Right.
connected. There's nothing wrong with that, I'm not saying everybody has to go there, but they're not going to, they will come
Well, they have a
here.
bigger group too, I
They
think.
do.
Do they? Have you been to their MEAC?
Lower Makefield?
Yeah.
I was to their
yes.
meeting.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
really big.
They have a
Yeah.
7-man.
What was the population of Lower Makefield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And they
That just
also,
says a lot.
they also have funding.
And they have
They
funding,
have
right.
funding.
They have
That's the key
funding.
thing.
And
They
that's
work
kind of
on
good,
getting
though.
funding, yeah.
We have few, they have big. If we were to do a big project.
I think once
they
we
would
get
help
our
out.
feet on the ground and get a calendar and know what direction
Well, we
we're
can
going
make
in,
it, we can make
we can
a
make
mission
commitments
or a
like
goal
that.
or a theme for 2020 and
Yeah,
shoot for that for this year, what we want to accomplish this year and
right.
stuff.
That's what I'm hoping that we get a calendar, so.
I'd really like to see you at least 1,000 or 1,500 people liking your
yeah.
Facebook page. I would set that as a goal,
The what?
to get more people involved in your
Yes.
Facebook page.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't been able to do a lot of that at all in the last couple of months, so.
Well, if every one of us shared the page with our friends, hopefully, I did that. I added the people I knew to the page.
Did you invite people?
Did I invite you? Did I
No,
invite
did
you?
Oh, no. Well, got 105. That was pretty much the first month or so
Right.
that we did it. so
Yeah, I
there
mean,
hasn't been a
everybody
lot.
in this group, if everybody at this table put 10 people on that page, well, you don't do, yeah, you don't do. But,
I don't think I had 10 people on
how?
my sister in Pittsburgh.
My sister in Pittsburgh. I have my sister in Pittsburgh.
My sister on my page.
Well, Johnny, you have a lot of people on your page, the Morrisville Borough page, maybe, well, maybe we can get Ted, you can add some people to our page, Ted.
Yeah, Dave, you shared
We're-
it. You got
and
quite a
thank
few.
you for coming.
Mike Yeager shared it. Yeah, you have a Facebook page? You can share our thing.
Can I ask one other question?
Yes.
I did whatever I could.
This past year, I was not as involved with the beautification committee because of health issues in my family. And as we go forward, have you checked to see what the beautification committee is planning on doing, if they're still going to be an entity?
It's going to be, yeah, I can't, well, I actually did.
And
when I
my
first moved
question
in,
would
right,
be-
First thing I did was with the beautification committee.
Yeah, and so
But-
my question would be if, is to talk to the council as to whether that's going to continue, or is this group going to need to absorb some of the stuff that they already did? I mean, that's a question that I have for you.
I know, the whole thing down there, okay.
Who? Absorb
The
what?
beautification committee, since
They're not-
they're off
they
council.
disband?
Did
Did they?
She doesn't.
I don't know, I'm
Oh.
asking that question. I think you need to talk to Borough Council about what the situation is with beautification
Oh.
committees. So,
Voila.
You got water.
Are there still members of the beautification committee?
I don't know.
Thank
Is
you.
there still a beautification
Thank you.
committee?
Yeah, but it's a different function though. I mean, the beautification.
No, yeah, you just.
what was that?
Yeah.
Don't need council to have a beautification committee.
No, I understand.
Right.
Isn't it?
But there was a
There
group,
was
a
a-
group that
Yeah,
that did
someone.
very well with,
Right.
with certain things and, I mean, I could reach.
Right.
They can continue.
Yeah, I would think they continue. I would, I don't know why they would stop.
Well, my question is it going to be an entity that is a subcommittee of the Borough Council? So that would be one question. Is that going to continue? And then the next question would be, if not, are the volunteers who worked on, are the people who worked on that and their volunteers going to continue to maintain areas they did previously? Or is that something that this group might have to step in and work on? I don't know. I'm asking these questions because I think it's important to do.
What are they maintaining, other than the statue? I mean, I know they did that. That was a lot of work. Right, than what we're doing.
Right.
Right. There are lots of beautification that is a different, I think that there's a lot of beautification that is a different, but in the area of actually maintaining a planted area, maybe that's something, that I don't know if that's going to continue. I don't know. I'm asking that question.
I don't know.
I would think, I would hope that if the volunteers are interested in doing it, they would continue to do it. I don't know what change that would, what would make them change their mind all of a sudden?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm asking the question.
I can answer that. I mean, the committees are an extension of council. We have a new council, and the members who were active in that are no longer on council.
Okay.
They
Okay.
can still work, they can't run the beautification committee, but they can work with it.
Yeah.
I need to first poll the members of council to see who would want to sit on it. I've thought about changing its direction a little bit, but that's just in my head. I haven't formally decided to do anything. I do want to have some set directive for each committee. So I'm not, it's not disbanded. I don't know if anybody is going to show interest in it. I can't answer for the members. When it comes up, I don't plan on disbanding it. I do probably plan on changing the name a little bit so it's a little bit more clear as to, its purpose and direction. If the members who were on it before wish to continue helping with the projects, they're more than welcome. I mean, but I need to gauge the council first to see who wants to be active, because it is an extension of council.
Right, that's,
Do you know what day of the week they met? In the month, what day of the month?
it was, I think it was a Wednesday, the third or fourth
All right, so
Wednesday of the
it's
month, I
actually,
think it was.
it's actually on the 29th this month, January 29th, so you can go that fine.
But I don't know that there's any,
But they even had
I
a
would
hard
think there
time
would be meetings.
getting
You
volunteers.
don't think there's going to be a meeting?
I don't think there's going to be a meeting.
There probably won't be a meeting.
Because
Because they don't
because
have the council
you
members.
council people who are running it aren't on council any longer. So I
Right.
don't know how you have a meeting of a subcommittee
wasn't-
of borough council when the council members aren't.
I plan on asking council, I hope to have everything in order for the agenda meeting to poll council at the meeting and ask who wants to be involved in what. So I guess I'll know from there whether or not.
Because the reason I bring this up is because maybe because that is a subcommittee and they were directly involved. The one project I'm thinking of is Robert Morris Plaza. So if that's no longer going to be something that is overseen, if there's, I'm going forward in the future, if no one stands up and says we'd like that committee to continue, then there is a plaza down there that's going to need some work.
Yes.
And I think that that's something that we have to be realistic in, but also honor the fact, I mean, we just lost Mr. Gafkin this year, and he put his heart and soul
Right.
into that, as well as the original members, people, and a number of them we no longer have with us, put their heart and soul into that project when it first went in. And it is something that is unique to this town, and I think has looked very nice. And it's a centerpiece, so I think it would be important to maintain that. If the beautification committee, subcommittee is no longer in existence, I think we have to look forward, and to me, a logical extension would be from this group, because this is, and so maybe something to look at is to maybe look at some of the plantings and add additional native plants in there.
Yeah. What about some, and Marlene, what about some of the garden clubs? Why don't they take it on?
What was it?
Garden clubs.
There's no garden club
There's no
in
garden club in
Morrisville.
Morrisville.
There was some woman here, wasn't there, that she was like part of the suburban pollinator garden club or something like that. Didn't she come and make a presentation?
But there's not one
There's
there's one that, the Martha Washington draws people from this town into it, but they primarily work in Yardley and Lower Makefield.
It's more of a garden thing, and it's not like I mean, it's part of the town's environment, but it's not like an environmental thing.
The biodiversity in suburbia?
For the beautification committee.
Yeah.
Is that the group?
Various
Yes,
groups.
biodiversity.
It's not really a group,
It was
it's,
also,
it's,
Borough Public Works took care of it for a lot of the times that when there wasn't a
I had mentioned
beautification
it to
committee.
Annie, there are a couple of people who come on council who work out of the area. I'm one of them. I work 65 miles away. It takes me an hour and a half on a good day to get back and forth to work. I work 5:30 to 3 in the afternoon, 5:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm usually doing 12-hour days, and there are a couple others that work just as far. I don't foresee it actually going away. I was talking about changing the name a little bit and kind of giving whoever wanted to be involved in it an oversight of beautification throughout the community.
Okay.
I don't know how direct they'll be, people on council will be able to get out there and actually do it, but I think they should be, my vision was for that committee to work with the community to keep these projects going, whether it becomes, having, sit down, at a joint meeting and discuss it and set things up. That's, I don't know if everybody on council is going to be able to actually perform the labor as it was done in the past. We were just very lucky for 2 years that you had people who were able to. I have alternating Saturdays that I work, so I miss a lot in town on Saturdays. So, and I know Scott Robinson is the same way. He works up in Central Jersey. So it's not going to go away. It's not going. That oversight's not. I have no plan on moving that. I think it might be more of an oversight and trying to coordinate everything so that we can all work together.
Okay. I just don't want to see that.
No.
I think that's a highlight of our town. Yeah.
Somebody needs to take care of it, but.
I don't necessarily think that we have the people or the resources to do that, though. We're down to a three-man committee right now.
I'm not the only person who kind of visualized that this might be something that would be an extension of something.
I see. Well,
Yeah,
if we can
and the
build up,
garden
we can
piece,
build up
yeah.
our.
Ted, is that something, that area, is that something that the borough could mulch? Because I know in the past, the beautification committee members, I believe, did the mulching. It's a small thing, it's a small area.
Well, that's what I,
And then the planning and things like that could be done by whoever in the weeding.
That's kind of what I want. It's got to be like an oversight.
Right.
If we can't get the community, to do it, if there's nobody able to do it, then we would try to get public works. But our public works is
Yeah.
small.
Right.
So we
Right.
try to coordinate that out. So we're not. It wasn't just. Like I said, it's not going to fall apart. It's
Right.
going to be oversight. I kind of thought of, like Parks and Open Space Committee, or, Parks and Open Space Beautification Committee, something along that line, where it's a central hub where all these questions about who do I go to and all that, that would be the place to bring, and like I said, have joint meetings, have have the chair of that committee go to certain meetings and stuff like that, so that they can answer the questions and bring it back to council.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Instead of everybody running around contacting the borough manager individually, if you have an extension of council, it gets directly back to it.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, not working in silos, I think, is important.
That's what it is,
I really believe that.
It's
It's
one of their members is
because you need, it's like they say, it takes a village, It's
true.
It does.
Yeah. There's too much silos, there's this, and nobody knows what they're doing, nobody knows what they're, who cares? Let's just all get it done, it's,
Yeah, but like our association, we can have Morrisville people as associated members.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
would-
they
yeah, I would
actually-
think so,
they
yeah,
actually-
people wanna
no.
help.
What I'm saying though, in Lower Makefield, one of their council.
Oh.
Yeah, they always have one person from their council that's on their EAC, so there's a direct link. They also have a budget and stuff, so they have to right now.
Yes. run very nice over there. All right, anything else? No? So we, meeting being adjourned? Adjourned?
All right, thank
Do
you.
you want me to give you my number?
Yes.